All right, okay. Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Darius Anucauskas, and I'm the global market analyst here at Markets.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to quickly do this video idea on the one economic data set, which is coming out on Friday, and most of you probably are aware, and you know what I'm talking about, and that's the U.S. Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index, also known as the PCE, also known as the PCE. So, yes, that one's coming out on Friday. Look, at the moment, I think that this is the most important economic event on this week's economic calendar, in my opinion, but which could in a way cause some volatility and some movement. Now, look, before we jump into all that, just very quickly, a quick read through our risk disclaimer. So yes, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest, but yes, like I said, I wanted to pick up on this one, and I believe the upcoming numbers are quite interesting because again, probably the forecasts are more interesting than the previous number at the moment, because we're expecting some lower numbers. But about all that, also let me first mention the Markets.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. You feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. So yes, we'll be more than happy to assist. So, but yes, coming back to the economic calendar. So look, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, the headline PCE number, the year-on-year one, is expected to drop by 0.1%. Now, the situation with the core number, that one is expected to drop by 2.6. Go to 2.6 and drop by 20 basis points. So now, look. What's interesting here is that we're expecting lower numbers, because if we look at the U.S. inflation numbers, which came out in April in general, you will see that we got the numbers which were a little bit on the elevated side. So for example, here, let's say it came out on the 12th of February. So the CPI was seen on the higher side here. So it came out at 3%. The forecast was for the same 2.9, but it came out higher. The core year-on-year came out at 3.3. So both of them increased by 0.1%. Now, the way this time it could shape up, I don't know. The market is expecting a lower number. However, in my morning webinar, in the Markets Talk webinar, which you can always check out, there is a recorded session sitting there on our YouTube page, and I talked about this and I covered this, and I just wanted to, like I said, purely share this idea that at the moment it seems like, yes, we are expecting. Where's that Thursday? Where's that Friday? We are expecting that that PCE number to come out on the lower side, and in a way, if that's the case, if it comes out as expected, then it kind of keeps the Fed on this, in this position where they can continue cutting rates, because at the moment, at the time of recording this webinar, this video, we are expecting 2 cuts by the end of the year. Now, look, at the moment, the CPIs have been pushing higher. So the PCE, where's that PCE? Where's that economic calendar? The PCE has also started drifting a little bit more to the upside. Now, are we really thinking that we're going to get a slowdown? Okay, look, if that's the case, then that's fine. Maybe this is going to keep the Fed in that position where they're going to be still forecasting at least 2 cuts by the end of this year. But looking at the situation right now and what's happening in the world, and how looking at the geopolitical situation, I really doubt that this is something that could go lower. However, look, I'm not saying that I have a crystal ball and I can foresee the future. No, but at the moment I'm kind of leaning a little bit more maybe towards something like towards something like the same number as previous. Now, I think that this forecast of coming out on the lower side, it's a little bit tricky. I think that what could happen here, we could see the same number, and if we do see the same number, now this is where it could become quite interesting. Now, let me just jump into a few charts here. Let me just pick up on Dow here. Look, I mean, if we do come out on at the same level as previous, then it's still okay for the market. The market doesn't have to sell off or anything. Yes, the number is still above Fed's target, which is around 2%, but it's not as bad as it seems. Even if it comes out higher than the forecast, if it comes out basically the same as previous. So this is where I'm kind of leaning to, that it might be like a little bit of a gain here, that we're expecting a lower number, but actually it comes out the same as previous and it still looks good. We're showing some growth. We're showing some, that we're the expectation was a lower number, but we're coming out like by 0.1% higher. Basically, it's still the same as previous. So we're at the same time we're showing that the economy is moving, but we're not really rising too much. So in a way, in the perfect world, everything is working out perfectly and everybody's happy. The Fed can stick to their 2% potential cuts this year. The markets can recover, the indices here, and maybe even the dollar index could actually rebound and push higher again. So, but again, with the US dollar at the moment, it's on a decline and it's looking, we're pointing more towards the downside. We're currently struggling with the 100-day EMA because we're currently oscillating around it. For me to get comfortable, let's say on DXY here, on the US dollar index, I need this one to push at least back above the 50-day EMA here, shown as the green line, or even better, I would prefer to see a push above the 107.5 zone. So if we can get something like that, wonderful. We could see some higher levels, but this is purely from the technical perspective, right? From the fundamental side, like I said, it's an interesting moment here that, like I said, we're expecting a lower number. Okay, maybe, like I said, maybe actually we're expecting the same number as previous. It's just that when you put the forecast a little bit more to the lower side, then like I said, then it kind of seems that this way we can support the US dollar, and we can support everything in a way, that the number comes out as previous. It's higher than the forecast, but not too high. So like I said, it's building a very nice, beautiful picture in all this. However, look, fair enough, if it comes out on the lower side, let's say it comes out lower than the forecast, in this case here, I would say the DXY, the US dollar, could continue sliding. It could still drift towards the 200-day EMA here, because look, okay, from the technical perspective, we're still below this downside line, but maybe all the stars would align perfectly and we could, drift further south here towards that 200-day EMA. So at this point, we're monitoring this very carefully. Like I said, that's why I believe that this number here for this week specifically is probably the more important one, because again, the numbers are interesting, the forecasts are interesting, and that's what, like I said, making it more interesting, if I can repeat myself this way. So keep your eyes on this. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I think, like I said, we need to be very careful. And another thing to remember, that this is the last trading day of the week, and it's also the last trading day of the month. So we could see, in a way, some craziness. We could see some, weird action. So as always, remember, kind of stay sharp, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. But like I said, keep your eyes on the numbers. If you are trading something US related, I think that this is something to monitor for this week, and especially, like I said, going into the kind of last trading day of the month. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found this useful. Let me know in the comments if you agree or not, and or let's say, what's your projection, what's your expectation, and we can go from there. We can have this discussion, and look, I mean, I can pick up on this later on in my other videos. But yeah, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate that, and as always, stay safe. Ladies and gentlemen, see you later. Bye-bye.